What's going on, YouTube? I'm that cologne guy E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. My goal is to help you save time and money and never allow you to smell ordinary. Uh, Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and yeah, join the party, because like we talk about some really cool fragrances, and today is really going to be an interesting video because I really love 2023. My fragrance experience in 2023 was awesome. Of course, I was disappointed a lot, like a lot of you, but overall, I was happy with the year. Overall, I was really impressed with a lot of the experiences. So, happy New Year, guys! I hope you all had an amazing New Year's, an amazing holiday seasons, no matter what you celebrate. I hope it was awesome. I hope your families are blessed. I hope you're blessed. And thank you all for checking out this video. So, a couple of things I wanted to talk about before I get into the crux of the video. What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Rich Mitch? My man Brandon, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming through. Hey, Cheryl, what's going on? Hey, Richard. Happy New Year to you all. Again, thank you so much for being the loyal people that you are. I really appreciate you all. So let's just go. Like I have a couple of breaking news things to talk to you about, and let's go. So guys, what is the breaking news? Well, unlike a lot of channels, we talk about things you don't hear about anywhere else, at least not until a few months or weeks after I mention it. I'll just put it like this. Simply Put, Sense has become a place where you get a lot of really cool fragrance news before it becomes news to the rest of the world. And it's only because at Bergdorf Goodman, in the store that I film, yeah, I'm really cool with the management and the AEs and the buyers. So I really get to know about some things before most people. So guess what? What is the breaking news? Well, the breaking news is about a new Creed release. I have the name for you. I actually sprayed it on my skin, on my middle finger. I didn't mean to do that, guys. Pardon. But yeah, I gotta tell you, it's nice. It's really nice. Now, guys, it's not gonna be for men. This is definitely appealing to more feminine tastes or fruity fans, I guess you could say. It smells like it's gonna last, which is interesting, because you know Creed doesn't make fragrances that feel deep and full, but this actually feels like a deeper, fuller take on a fruity floral, completely different from what Creed has done before. It actually reminds me of a fragrance by a hidden gem, actually, by a brand called Angel Schlesser, and it was called Oriental Dream. It's kind of like in an orange, or kind of like in an amber color bottle. And I can already tell this new fragrance by Creed, by the way, it's called Queen of Silk, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the new name. Xavier.
What's up, brother?
Queen of Silk, correct?
Yes, launching exclusively February 5th at the Neiman Marcus Group.
Thank you so much. Launching exclusively in the Neiman Marcus Group starting February 5th, as the manager of Creed just mentioned. Okay, I gotta say, guys, I really find this beautiful. I think if you're a fan of fruity fragrances, if you're a fan of fruity florals, this is a fruity floral that smells very approachable. I wouldn't say this is a commercial fragrance, but it will be a bestseller. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Queen of Silk by Creed, coming out February 5th. I believe we'll have it in Bergdorf since Bergdorf and Neiman's are sister brands. Anyway, yeah, Queen of Silk, sick fragrance. Woof. I really, really am. I'm attracted to it. I find it very, very sexy. I think that if I think a lot of women are gonna find this worthy of their time. I think a lot of guys would actually wear this too. And it's deep. It's creamy. It's got a lot of vanilla. Marigold or yeah, I think there's marigold. Ah, man, ylang ylang. It's a very passion fruit. Anyway, no one is talking about this fragrance yet because no one even knows it's coming out. But you now know because you are a member of the Simply Put Scents crew, and I'm so grateful to you all. So yeah, that was my breaking news. New Creed fragrance coming out. They're coming out very, very quickly. I'm noticing. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. Definitely female leaning, but I think a lot of men will like this fragrance. Just putting it out there. Anyway, and it smells like it's gonna last. I'm just saying. You know, that's a knock on some Creed fragrances that they don't stick around on skin, but that will not be the case with this fragrance. I think people are gonna be very, very happy with this release. I'll put it that way. What's going on, Steven? Thank you so much for coming through. Okay, so let's get into the new scent that I wanted to talk about. The new fragrance by Maison, well, by Maison. The new fragrance by Francis Kurkdjian for Christian Dior. It's called New Look. You're not gonna be able to see the name of the fragrance because, let's see if I tone down the lighting, you're still not gonna be able to see it. Anyway, I promise you, it's called New Look. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I was very, very impressed with the new Look by Dior. So a couple of things. This is not going to be that commercial hit. I doubt it. I doubt that this is going to be a commercial hit. I just don't see it. Why? Because it's an aldehydic forward fragrance. Usually aldehydic forward fragrances are not fragrances that are extremely popular to today's audiences, the modern perfume shopper. Aldehydes are always closely associated with old school styled fragrances, classy fragrances, fragrances that our parents would wear, fragrances from a bygone era, you know? And I gotta say, smelling New Look doesn't remind me of wearing my grandmother's fragrance at all. This doesn't feel like I'm wearing like an old Chanel-ish type of scent. It doesn't smell like I'm wearing like an old Galan type-ish fragrance, like from the 40s that was reinvented for today. This is using aldehydes in a very cool way, in a way that I have to say I really enjoy a lot. I don't think a lot of people are going to like it though. I feel like most people are going to find that this fragrance is weird. But I got to be honest, I like weird. I think weird is interesting, and I'd rather smell interesting than nice, as you all know. Like smelling nice is smelling boring. Smelling interesting at least inspires a thought, you know, or two. I'd rather my fragrance does that than, you know, but of course there's a time and place for simplicity and easy to go fragrances, you know. But when most times than not, I want to wear fragrances that are more challenging these days, currently, you know. I think fragrance should make an impact and should make a statement. And I like to make a statement with my fragrances these days. I really, really dig it. So New Look is very, very new. It's very, very different. It's going to smell different on everyone who wears it. I feel. I've noticed it on other people, very green. On some people, more woody. On my skin, I'm really getting a soapy quality, a clean quality, a musky, a white musky quality. Um, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I really found it interesting. So I sprayed it on my skin about 2 hours ago. I still notice it. I don't think this is going to be a loud scent. It's not going to be a fragrance that's going to stay on, I think, for hours and hours and hours. I can't tell because I just sprayed it, so I don't know. But I got to say, the longer this stays on my skin, the more I appreciate it. It's in the same family of Fleur de Peau, Glossier You, Naked by the Maker, fragrances that are very close to skin and smell like skin. Fragrances that kind of could be like, oh, he's not or she's not wearing a fragrance. That's just them smelling uber clean type of fragrance. A lot of ladies will know this reference. It smells like a no makeup type of scent. Very minimalist, very there but not there. Very, very peekaboo. I'll put it that way. It's very clean, but it doesn't come across like detergent, dryer sheets, shower gel, the host of drugstore adjacent fragrance styles that are the thing these days. This is not like that. This doesn't smell like anything from MFK, the Maison Francis Kurkdjian line, which is really, really interesting. And to me, I guess it speaks to this man's, Francis Kurkdjian's, skill and talent as a perfumer. Because this doesn't smell like anything in his own line. And usually, I have to say, it's very difficult for artists, in my opinion, to step outside of their own expression, their own brain, their own way of doing things. Usually artists repeat. They usually repeat and repeat and repeat. Once they find something that works, they stick to it. It's considered their style. You know what I mean? But this does not smell like a Francis Kurkdjian fragrance from what we know. This doesn't. It doesn't. And I appreciate that he was able to go outside of his comfort zone, outside of his box to create something like this. And I guarantee you, even though it's in a style that's trendy, this is not a trendy fragrance. And a lot of people are going to find it very, very not for them. But I really like it. And I'm going to say, if you smell this on paper, you're going to dislike it if you smell it on paper immediately. I definitely feel like this is a fragrance you must put on your skin first. I think smelling it on skin makes it smell a lot more interesting. I think you'll smell a lot better with it on skin. How you doing, James? Than this fragrance on a paper. On blotters, you're not getting what it would do. You're not getting what it does. Like, your skin is the secret sauce of this fragrance, because it smells way better on my skin than it did on paper. I'm gonna just put it to you like that. If I just judged this fragrance snappily just by smelling it on paper, I would have just been like, dismissed it quick. But on skin, it intrigued me. It really, really intrigued me, and I'm still intrigued. Would I buy it based on what it smells like? I might. Because there's nothing in my collection that smells like it. It doesn't dupe anything I own. It does remind me of Oriental Dream by Angel. Oh no, that's something else. That was the Creed fragrance. This does come across like the Glossier Yous, the Fleur de Peaux. I really love Fleur de Peau, I gotta say. This is completely different. It's greener. It's a little bit more textured, in my opinion. To me, it feels like a cotton type of fragrance, like a warm, cottony, fluffy scent, like you're like being just supported by clouds when you wear it. Powdery without smelling like the type of powder that you wouldn't want to smell like. Doesn't smell like cosmetic powder. Doesn't smell like baby powder. Doesn't smell like talc powder. Doesn't smell like it's powdery in its way and it's sparkly, but it doesn't come across like that. And I like that. I like it a lot. I really dig New Look. I think this is going to do really, really well all year. I think you could wear this fragrance all year. There's an ambery quality to it. It's like a dichotomy. It's like these really brisk aldehydes and this really dark amber, and they fight each other for the attention on your skin. Some people are going to get more of that clean aldehyde vibe. Some people are going to get more of that warm ambery vibe on their skin. It is definitely going to shock people when they smell it, I think, on their body. It's just very, very good. I'm very impressed. Yeah. So yeah, that's my first impressions on New Look by Christian Dior. Do I think this fragrance deserves the lady? I absolutely do. So let's go. Bring a. Yeah, guys. Yeah. It's good. It's really, really good. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you all about my favorite purchases of 2023. I have a bunch of fragrances here. I have to be honest with you, most of them are niche. I only have one designer fragrance on this list. Now, these are going to be an yeah, there's only one designer fragrance on this list. Only one designer fragrance that deserves to be on this list. To be honest with you, here, let me check out some of the comments. Breaking news of new Creed and giving the first impressions on new Dior. You know, what's going on, Jason? Chloe, thank you so much for coming through. What's going on, supply and demand? Ricardo, how are you? Happy New Year. Cheers from Portugal, Ricardo. Cheers from Bergdorf Goodman. I hope you're all blessed. That Vanilla Sex was impressive by Tom Ford, maybe one of the best in years by the house. I agree with you. I really, really liked Vanilla Sex. I also like Mer Mystere. I just wished it were more intense, it were more robust, but the fragrance was very Tom Ford. Like Mer Mystere reminds me of what Tom Ford would have done back in their Oud Wood days. So very, very impressed with Mer Mystere. But Vanilla Sex, for a commercial cash grab option from Tom Ford, it is very, very worthy of people's time and attention. Yes, it's one of their commercial releases that's coming out in the winter, right when fragrance sales are dead. So you know that the brand really has high hopes for this fragrance, because when you release a fragrance in January after people just spend a ton of money during the holidays, that fragrance is going to be a hit because it's going to keep your money flowing during those slow months of the year. So I think they set up themselves very, very well for Valentine's Day. Oh, I bet you Vanilla Sex is going to be probably the #1 fragrance this Valentine's Day. It just speaks to Valentine's Day. I mean, and oh, don't forget Lover by the Maker, guys. It's coming out. I already got bottles, so I'm going to be calling my clients that are put themselves on my waiting list, because man, that Lover fragrance is going to knock people out. It's oh, I just can't wait for people to smell it. It is sick. But anyway, not enough Mystere, but still excellent. Well, check out Vanilla Sex. I get you. There wasn't enough mystery. I feel you. I honestly felt like it was a very light. It was like a 4 to 5 hour myrrh scent. You know, myrrh fragrances don't usually come across the most loud. I noticed, like, I have a fragrance called Halston Amber Man, which I think is one of the best fragrances no one talks or knows about in the fragrance world. It's one of the better hidden gems in fragrance, and it kind of gives me that vibe. And it's also a close to skin type of scent. But I really do love Myrrh. Rock the Myrrh by Dries Van Noten is one of my favorite fragrances from the line. I'm a huge fan of Myrrh. Myrrh is everything for me. My nose just really appreciates it. And I just find Myrrh to be sexy. So Myrrh Mystere really spoke to me. I just wished it lasted for like 2 to 3 more hours. But it's worth taking with you and spraying if you love it, you know, personally speaking. Rose and them Stray. Oh shoot, Jason, you got it? Bro, yo, I saw on Joma Shop Rose and them Stray for the 6.8 ml for like a buck and change. Guys, get yourself that fragrance. Trust me, if you love rose, go to Joma Shop, buy one of the best rose fragrances no one talks about, no one focuses on, no one knows exists, and just thank me later, because that fragrance is it's rose from the petal to the root. That's all I can tell you. It's that damn good. Um, it's that damn good. I'm so glad you liked it, Jason. That's a great fragrance. My scent of the day, I'm wearing two of the fragrances that are on this list, you know, and I'm gonna just go off. I have 11 fragrances. I usually do 10, but it's gonna be 11. Screws that. So yeah. But I actually layered two fragrances, so I'm just gonna knock it out. I'm just gonna talk about both of them, as if I'm gonna talk about both of them as if yeah, I'm gonna just talk about both of them at the same time, just to knock out two birds with one stone. This is gonna be a tester from the store. It's a Fuella fragrance called Dunas de el Cuerpo. Excuse me, Dunas de un Cuerpo. So, Dunas de un Cuerpo, it is a beautiful take on oud and amber. It is smoky, woody, dry, very desert, airy kind of vibes. Very, very rich, spicy-ish. This is an oud that no one talks about, and I layered it today with Veronique Gabai's Oud Elixir. Man, do I smell good? Yeah, I do. And I actually been complimented all day. I'm just letting you guys know. These two fragrances together literally got me a ton of love all day, like the whole day. This is not my bottle. Excuse me, this is not my bottle. This is my bottle. This is the only bottle that's not from my actual collection, but I actually own it. I just forgot it in the house, so I was like, oh shoot, let me scramble. But I was able to get the tester at the store. This scent is amazing. And this fragrance is also amazing. Veronique Gabai's Oud Elixir is a oud fragrance that no one talks about. It's another oud fragrance that's very, very obscure. You can't find it everywhere. There's not availability to test it. There are not a bunch of samples just floating everywhere. But is it a special oud? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an oud that it doesn't matter if you're from the Middle East, you're going to appreciate it. It is, if you're from the middle, if you smell some of the best ouds in the world, you're going to find Oud Elixir by Veronique Gabai special. I've showed it to people who are, I guess you could say, aficionados of oud, and they were all impressed by it, and for good reason. It is next level, a very next level fragrance, and you still can't find it on Fragrantica, which is mind-boggling. I can't understand how this fragrance is not available. Um, it's not available on Fragrantica, or you can't even find it. Okay, you can find it on Parfumo. So let me show you what this fragrance is looking like on Parfumo, just so that you guys can get an idea. So Oud Elixir has, look at this note line, guys. Look at these ingredients, all right? Everything in this fragrance is literally dark and very dark. There's not one ingredient in this fragrance that you could say is soft except for the rose. And this is not a overly rosy fragrance. You do notice it, but the rose in this fragrance smells very earthy and full. It doesn't come across like flowers. It's not a happy flowery rose. This is like a dark, sexy, rooty rose, which are the type of rose fragrances that I tend to gravitate toward. But this is more of a patchouli oud, not a rose oud. There's rose in it, but the focus is more on the darker ingredients like the cypriol, the amber, the patchouli. And in Cuerpo, in Cuerpo by Fuella, Dunas de un Cuerpo, This fragrance, oud, frankincense, sandalwood. Just oud and resins and woods. That's it. Really, really beautiful. Both of them together smell amazing. Separately, they smell amazing. You just cannot go wrong with both of them. And yeah, this list is in no specific order. I'm just going to share with you the fragrances that I paid for that I absolutely am so grateful to have in my collection. All right, guys. So those are the first, those are like literally number 10 and number 11. Number 11, number 10, my honorable mention, or yeah, number 11 and number 10. All right, guys. So let's go. The next fragrance is a fragrance that I talked about earlier in 2023, and I'm still into this fragrance. Micah, Happy New Year, my man. Thank you so much for the love. And I agree with you, Cheryl. I love some ouds. I love ouds more and more and more. And people are like, I'm so tired of the ouds. Like, I don't get how. It's like saying I'm tired of citruses. You know, I'm tired of bergamot. Bergamot is literally in almost every fragrance. Like, how do you get tired of a note that smells good? It smells good. It smells great. Sexy. It's awesome. You know, although finding the ouds that do not repeat in your collection, that's the challenge. You know, finding the best of the best within that style, it's a challenge, you know, and that's why people like me are here to kind of like be your guinea pig and do that legwork so you don't have to. So anyway, the next fragrance, number 9 on this list, is a fragrance, and I'm gonna be like 9, 8, number 9 on this list, Rouge by Taffin. Le Rouge by Taffin. My God, do I love this scent. Guys, I talked about this fragrance, I'm thinking like in February when I first started doing lives again, in 2023. And when I smelled this, I had to have it. I had to have it. This was like love at first sniff. I've never smelled anything like it. It's an orris root based fragrance. Orris root, guys, and vetiver. But the vetiver in this scent, oh boy. The vetiver in this fragrance is very, very thick and deep and heavy. You know, this is not like a soft, clean, galant vetiver. No, this is like deep, thick, inky vetiver. Very, very deep vetiver. And it's mixing with tons of orris and tons of sandalwood and tons of saffron. Those are the main ingredients in this scent. Cardamom, orris, sandalwood, saffron, vetiver. It is so next level. There's nothing that smells like it. The bottle, sick. The fragrance, sicker. I love the entire Taffin line. They're very expensive, I'm not gonna lie. But a fragrance like this is worth the price. You're not gonna smell like any other fragrance on the market. It's exclusive. You can only find it at Bergdorf Goodman or the Taffin Boutique. And Taffin is a very, very high-end jewelry company created by the nephew of Givenchy. Sick fragrances, sick perfume line, sick fine jewelry line, I have to tell you. Very, very beautiful. I'm a jeweler in my first life, and I'm very impressed with what they did. But anyway, Taffin, guys. Le Rouge, number 1795. This fragrance is a hidden gem. No one knows it, and it is sick. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm so glad to own it. I'm so glad it's in my collection. The next fragrance on this list, man, so the next fragrance on this list is by someone that I truly, truly admire. A man that came into the fragrance industry, and you could kind of consider him a celebrity. And when celebrities do fragrances, they usually smell like a celebrity who did a fragrance. They usually smell basic. They usually smell cheap. They usually smell like drugstore perfume. But this gentleman, you could tell, did not just put his name on some creation that some random company created. No. You could tell this man loves perfume. And the brother I'm talking about, Chris Collins, the fragrance that I'm talking about, African Ruibos. Guys, African Ruibos by Chris Collins was a find for me in 2023. This fragrance has been out since 2021, but I first smelled it the first time in 2023. And I just loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Spicy, woody. It kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of a fragrance that's in the same world as like a spice bomb. You know, it's fresh, masculine, but women can easily knock this out, like easily. Women, do not sleep on African Ruibos. I don't know why I love this fragrance so much. I mean, I do know why. It's very, very interesting. It's again, like New Look, I just find fresh fragrances that don't smell like every other freshie. I find them sexy. I find them attractive. I want to smell that scent. I want to appreciate that fragrance because I got to tell you, most freshies, and this is one of the reasons why I gravitate more toward dark fragrances, because dark fragrances are where art is usually dark fragrances are usually where the art is in perfumery. But every now and then, a great perfumer and a great brand comes up with a fresh fragrance that just doesn't do what other fresh fragrances does. And this is definitely one of them. African Ruibos, guys, is special. It's so, so special. The scent is black pepper, cardamom, very, very spicy in the beginning, but not overly so. You're not going to sneeze. Bergamot, Ruibos tea. So it is a tea forward fragrance. Orris butter, cedarwood, tonka, and immortelle. Moderate longevity, 6 to 7 hours. It kind of comes across boozy. It's very, very unique and interesting. And one of the reasons why I love it, I love a tea fragrance. And this is a tea fragrance unlike any other tea fragrance you've ever smelled. Very distinctive, very unique, very beautiful. African Ruibos by Chris Collins. It's dark and fresh, so you could literally wear it all year. Dark, fresh fragrances. Remember, guys, dark, fresh fragrances, fragrances that are fresh but have a darkness to them, like spices or leather components or like dark, I guess you could say, components in a fresh composition. Usually are fragrances you can wear 4 out of 4 seasons, depending on where you live. If you live in a place like New York, you could literally wear it all year. So a scent like this could be your signature scent. No one's going to smell like you. Everyone's going to know who you are when they smell it, though. And it'll be focused to you, not other people. This is definitely a signature scent forward fragrances. Fragrance for men or women, as I mentioned, definitely leans a little bit more on the masculine side. But women, again, don't sleep. You will kill it with this on your skin. African Ruibos. It's not slept on. It is slept on by the general public. I'll put it that way, but it shouldn't be. Whoa, shouldn't it? It should not be. It is awesome, 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 awesome. Okay, so African Ruibos, one of the better freshies. I'm gonna go to a fragrance I don't think I talked about this fragrance all year, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I had an opportunity to talk about this fragrance or to mention it, but I really love this brand and I really love this fragrance. This fragrance is inspired by a narcotic. It's inspired by a narcotic. It's inspired by the drug opium. The fragrance is called Pavot, and the scent is called Pavot. The brand is called Photogenics. Photogenics, guys. Photogenics. I gotta say, I don't get how the name has anything to do with the concept of the fragrances. I was kind of blown away. There's a disconnect there, I gotta admit. But the I love this brand. They create sculptural like presentations where the bottles kind of lay in. They're really really cool. I gotta show it to you. Photogenics, I think, is a very slept on fragrance line. I first discovered them at Itis the Venustus, um, and I was really impressed. I had a hard time choosing which ones I wanted because when I smelt this line, I really enjoyed the scent that smelled like sativa. I think it's literally called sativa, or was it hashish? Yeah, it was called sativa. I like I like them all. They all smell like drugs though. Not like drugs. Like I didn't smell like a weed plant when I wore it, but I mean like they were very very evocative of scents like that. I didn't feel like I was smelling like straight up weed, but I can get that they're definitely in that intoxicating style of fragrance. Sativa was awesome, but I had to go with Pavot because I smelt a fragrance like sativa before. I've not smelt anything like Pavot. Pavot. I hope that's how you pronounce it. But I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of Pavot. Let me show you what's in this fragrance, guys. You have to see. You have to see. You have to see. Um, so, Pavot, $195 for a 100 ml bottle by the brand Photogenics. This fragrance is, let's see. It's in the family of warm, classic, and floral. This definitely does lean in a classic way, but I wouldn't say it's like an old school style scent, but it's definitely a floral, a dark, masculine, leaning floral that women can easily wear. Um, it's very long lasting, about 6 to 7 hours. Not very, but long lasting enough. And let me go into this note line. So, the top notes: opium inspired essence. So, they're literally going for opium as the inspiration of this experience. It also has cassis, bergamot, pepper, sandalwood, amber, and myrrh. There you go with that myrrh again. You guys know, love me some myrrh. And the base, it has a neroli blossom, gardenia, and larkspur. I don't even know what that is. Never heard it before. Larkspur. Okay. Anyway, and as you can see, here is the presentation. The fragrance literally fits into this sculptured stand that you can use for other things, I guess. But I literally just use it for Pavot. Anyway, why is Pavot so awesome? It's a very green, incensey floral. It's a green, resinous floral with a classic style. It smells like something Roja could have made. It smells like something Roja would have made. But it's a lot deeper than a lot of Roja's fragrances. Like this feels full. It feels like a warm coat. It's a floral for nights out. It's a floral for cold weather. This is not like a happy, frilly, skipping down the street type of floral. No, this is like you're wearing black with this on your skin. You're bundled up, you're putting on a fur, you're like Screw Peter, you're like whatever. You're just like Dracula's favorite like neck when you wear this fragrance. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Completely. That's the vibe of this scent. I'm into it. I'm so into it. You're not gonna smell like anyone. You're not gonna smell like anyone. It is a floral that just comes across crazy, and I really love that experience. One of the best florals I've owned, in my collection, one of my favorite floral fragrances in my collection. And it's art. It's very, very artistic. It's insane. Yeah. Photogenics, guys. Pavot. Crazy, crazy, crazy fragrance. Photogenics is a great name, Supply. I agree with you. I'm just like photogenics. I'm. You would think photogenics is inspired. You ever saw that? What's that brand? I forgot that brand that used to be inspired by cameras. Cody Drakdock was infatuated with one of their deeper tobacco fragrances. I can't remember the brand. Anyway, get your nose on Pavot. It's good. It's real good. So, speaking of Roja, what a nice little segue. There you go. Segue. So guys, my favorite fragrance for the summer. This fragrance is it. My favorite summer fragrance right now. I'm going to just say right now because I will never stay. I'm very fluid when it comes to what I love. When it comes to fragrances I love, Love you today, might not love you tomorrow. Just saying. I'm not like that in life, but like that with perfume, So anyway, so anyway, look at this scent. It's the best freshie, in my opinion. One of the best freshies ever made. One of the best fresh fragrances I've ever smelled. One of my favorite summer perfumes to put on. It is art. It is money. One of the richest fresh fragrances you've ever smelled. And if you've never smelled a good pineapple fragrance, get your nose on Burlington 1819. It is crazy how a fragrance built on grapefruit can stay fresh for so long, can smell modern can smell modern but still expensive, but still smell expensive. I just feel like this is crazy. I just feel like this is just crazy. It's just crazy. Crazy. I love Burlington 1819. Rob, what's going on, Rob? Oh no, you boy, bro, you're supposed to get the samples first. Ah. I appreciate you, bro, but no, get the sample first, and then I know it's an extra step. I'm just like you, man. When I hear something interesting, I'm like, order it, buy it, figure it out later. But please get the sample first, man. Come on. Anyway, back to my number 6 fragrance on this list. No, my number 5 fragrance. No, my number 5 fragrance on this list. Yeah, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, okay. Number 5, Burlington 1819. Guys, if you want a citrus fragrance with a witty base that will actually allow you to smell like a boss, gotta get it. Gotta get it. Most people focus on Elysium. Most people focus on Oligarch. Most people focus on Isola Blue. Most people focus on all the Elysiums, the dangers, people truly focus on the Oceania, which I gotta say I love too. But in my opinion, Burlington 1819 is Roja's best freshie. A Midsummer's Dream, in my opinion, comes very close. But this one is the best grapefruit fragrance I've ever smelled, period. It's worth every freaking penny. So when people hate on Roja and they talk about, his fragrances, they're too expensive, blah, 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 you ain't ready for this. You're not. You're not worthy, It's not because it's too expensive. It's just because if you're hating on a fragrance brand because their fragrances are expensive and you can't appreciate a scent like this, I just feel like a scent like this makes their prices make sense because it's exclusive, it's special, you know. You spend more for special. It's just what it goes, you know. You spend more for special, you know. Am I lying? No. You spend more for special. That's just what it is, right? Like, I mean, come on, you know. Um, but anyway, um, let's go. So my next fragrance, number 4 on this list, is gonna be my first designer fragrance and my only designer fragrance on this list. This is the only designer. This is the only designer fragrance that was able to make it in the top 10 of my favorite purchases of 2023. And it's by the brand Boss. And it is Boss Bottled Elixir. Guys, Boss Bottled Elixir. This is a designer fragrance that I can brag about. This is a designer fragrance that doesn't smell like a designer fragrance. This could be done by Ubigon. This could have been Ubigon. This could have been made by, oh, this smells so good. This could have been made by Ubigon. This could have been made by, this smells classy. This smells expensive. I would expect to have at least spent, for the scent, over $200. For the scent. If I didn't see this bottle and I smelt this on a paper, you handed me a bottle with this on it and you didn't tell me what it was, I would think I'm smelling a $200 plus perfume. But I'm not. No, I'm not. This right here was like, what, 150 or something? Yeah, I think you can get 50 mils of it also. Guys, one of the, if not the best designer release of 2023. In my opinion, hands down. Hands down. Why? Because you don't smell cheap. Most designer fragrances smell cheap. That's just what it is. I'm just tired of sugarcoating. It is what it is. Designer fragrances smell cheap. When you smell enough niche, smelling designer perfumes after you've experienced quality niche perfumes, it's like going to McDonald's from Peter Luger's. That's literally what it's like. Imagine you went to the #1 steak shop in your city, in your hood, in your area, and then you went to McDonald's. That's the experience of going from niche to designer perfume in 2024. Because designer fragrances are crap. They are. They are. Zara is doing better than most designer brands in 2023. I hope that changes in 2024. I hope that a brand like Dior, Chanel, Hermes is killing it. I'm not going to crap on Hermes. Like Hermes, you know, that H24 Parfum killed it for me. You know, that was almost going to be on this list too. Yeah, that was going to be on this list too. That was this close to being the number 12 bottle because I really dug Hermes H24 Parfum. I think that's sick and it's interesting and different. Yeah, bro, Micah, thank you, man. Thank you. They all smell the same. Cheap, derivative, like every fragrance made by designer brands nowadays feel like they're flankers of every designer fragrance made nowadays. It feels like every fragrance was made by one company and then just, you know, put different logos on them for different companies to sell at certain points during the year, but they all smell like they're selling the same scent. And I'm tired of smelling like dryer sheets. Men, I know we are not always the most clean, but come on, guys, like, come on, fragrance brands, please do something more than dryer sheets and shower gel perfumes. I am so tired of smelling like a drugstore. But yeah, I'm sorry, my rant is done. This, though, doesn't smell like a drugstore. This smells like quality perfume. This smells like a thoughtful fragrance. This smelled like Boss was like, guys, we're taking a risk. Most people have really crappy taste. They're not going to appreciate nothing like this. Most people are going to smell something like this and be like, okay, where's the Bleu de Chanel? Most people will smell something like this and think, okay, where's Sauvage? They're going to crap on a scent like this because their nose is so trained to only appreciate crap. They'll smell something like this and think, it smells too old. There's nothing old about this. You smell a lot more expensive. This doesn't need, this profile, this scent profile doesn't smell like it belongs in a Macy's. And that's where I bought this. That's why it's special. It doesn't fit the places you can buy it. That's how you know it's poor. That's how you know it's on point. This fragrance is poison in a good way. It's sick. And I love it. So yeah, Boss Bottled Elixir definitely smells like Boss bottled, but better. More interesting, more intense. What an elixir should be. So not only does the scent smell good, the scent meets the expectation based on what they're calling it. Why don't brands do that, right? Why can't brands just meet the expectation based on the name? If you say Absolute, I want to smell it absolutely. Anyway, I'm really ranting today, guys. I'm so sorry. It's a new year. What can I say? All right, so guys, the next three, my top three. Actually, no, these are not my top three. These are just the last three, but I love them. I love them all. Just like I loved all of the others that I mentioned today. But these are also very, very special, hard to find experiences. The first one, let's go. Costa Brazil Aroma. Aroma, guys, by Costa Brazil. You've never seen this before, have you? Have you? At least you've never seen this before off this channel. I've mentioned this a couple of times. I like Dior Durga a lot. A lot of you already know. David Seth made this fragrance along with another perfumer. Does it smell like Dior Durga? Does it have a Dior Durga-ish energy? Absolutely. And that's why I like it. Costa Brazil is one of the strongest fragrances on this list. Costa Brazil's aroma. Aroma. This has got to be one of the strongest fragrances I bought in 2023. One spray, and you will not only be that spray for hours, but you will leave trails. People will smell you when you walk into the room wearing it. You must be careful with this on your skin because the fragrance is very, very different. And if you smell this very strongly, it might clear a room. People might be annoyed. People, I'm not gonna lie, people will smell this and think, why did he do that? Why did she do that? You know, they'll be mad at you when you walk into a room wearing this too strong. Worn easy breezy, you're gonna smell better than most people in the room. Worn strongly, they're gonna hate you. This is what this bottle looks like. It comes in this little, way too much light. It comes in this little bottle. You stick it in this, and then you take I guess you could say the bottom aspect of the lid, and oh no. I'm always dropping things. Okay, so yeah, you're taking it out. This presentation actually costs more than just the bottle itself. Figures, right? No wonder I'm putting it all on all wrong. Gosh. Okay. There you go. Sealed, set, ready to spray. Guys, this is a hidden gem. Never smelled anything like it. One of the most unique green, woody, resinous forward fragrances I've ever smelled. This fragrance is earth. Earth in a box. In a bottle, whatever you'd like to say. It is extremely, extremely earthy. And in a good way, I have to tell you. Aroma is aroma again was made by the man excuse me, Seth, excuse me, David Seth from DS and Durga, the DS of DS and Durga. He made this fragrance, and when I smell it, I definitely get a little of that vibe. But there's nothing in DS and Durga that smells like it. It's just very, very full, green, woody, deep, long-lasting, strong. It's a lot. It's a very full experience, and I got to tell you, I just really, really enjoy it. There's nothing in my collection that smells like it, which drew me to it. It's very, 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 very fascinating. Let me show you what's in the bottle. So, again, I've talked about this fragrance a while ago. The 3.73 out of 5, I can understand that. This is definitely going to be a very, very polarizing experience. Oh, wow, there's myrrh in here. Shocking. This is all about myrrh, this video. I really did not mean to do that. This is coming out to be like the top 10 myrrh fragrance list. Not a purposeful situation. Very complex experience. Look at all these ingredients. Nagamata, I'm a huge fan of that scent. I love incense I love Nagamata incense. They usually cypriol oil or Nagamata are very leathery experiences or leathery intense experiences. Usually you'll find those ingredients in leather accords. But yeah, something about this scent you've never smelled before. I think the reason why it gets a lot of dislike, which I'm shocked by, and I am really shocked by this like longevity. People are really crazy because this fragrance is intense. Every time I come next to a person wearing it, I could smell it way before I get to them. So I don't know how people not feeling this. Yeah, I think it's just that it's just very, very polarizing. There's nothing like it in the fragrance world. So people are going to be very, 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 wishy-washy with aroma. But if you're someone that really enjoys an amazing, earthy, woody fragrance that doesn't smell typical or like anything you've ever smelled before, and you like that earthy, leathery vibe, yeah, you're going to like Costa Brazil's aroma because it smells awesome. And let's go. The next fragrance on this list, the next two, my number 2 fragrance, which isn't my number 2, but the second to last fragrance on this list is from the brand. I don't even know how to describe. Okay, there we go. It's from Roberto. Well, yeah, let's go. Roberto Greco, guys, and the fragrance is called Rock. Rock. Rauque. Rock. Come on now. Look at this bottle. Looks like it came right out the 80s or the 70s. Like, this bottle is a very, very masculine looking 1970s, 60s, 80s type of bottle. This looks like it belongs on the dress of a man literally 60 years ago. But what does it smell like? It smells like everything. Everything. Everything good. That's what this smells like. Rock is the French word for horse. Like what you get when you scream too much. And does this fragrance scream on your skin? A little bit. A little bit. I'm really curious to find the connection between the name and the fragrance. What do I get? It's a very classic experience. It smells like a fragrance that it reminds me of a fragrance from like the 90s. It reminds me of like niche. If if a 90s Calvin Klein fragrance were made niche back then, that's what this reminds me of. It has a 1990s fresh vibe to it with very high end ingredients. It smells extremely expensive, extremely distinctive, classy, but you could dress it down easily. You could wear this with, like, jeans and a sweater. Fits colder weather, nights out, but you could wear this on a cold day also. I'm a fan. Oh my God. I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but every time I wear it, people ask me what I'm wearing. It's dirty. It's floral. This smells like a fragrance definitely from another time. They don't make fragrances like this anymore, and that's what I love about it. Like Costa Azura Parfum by Tom Ford. It's in this world, in my opinion. So if you've ever smelled Costa Azura Parfum, the gold bottle of Costa Azura, that's kind of in this vibe. But I think this is even more niche than that by a lot. This is just, I just was like, where have you been all my life? I'm just gonna, okay. Oh, man. Oh, oh my God, does that smell like, it smells like, it smells a very, this is a fragrance that just smells like a boss. You smell sexy. You smell expensive. You smell exclusive. You don't smell like anyone in that room that you walk into. Rock is next level. It is a hidden gem in the world of perfume. No one is talking about it. No one even, I've never seen this fragrance mentioned. And it makes no sense why, because it is one of the best fragrances I've smelled in 2023. It's probably one of the top 3 releases of the year, in my opinion. And one of the top 3 fragrances in 2023, in my opinion. Not everybody's going to agree, but if you don't, I don't know about your taste. That's all I'm going to say. This fragrance is great. This fragrance is insane. I do not even, this ratings list, people just don't get it, If you are a fan of perfume and you smell this, you understand why it's impressive. Again, it's not going to be the best fragrance for most people. It's very niche. It's very interesting. It's very unique. Not everyone will appreciate this scent, but it is awesome. It is awesome. When I first smelled it, I just said to myself, you must buy that. You must, because there's, again, nothing in my collection that smells like it. Cassia, violet leaf, myrrh, osmanthus, mushroom, narcissus, acacia, leather, amberome, and pine tar. It definitely smells green. It definitely smells spicy. You get the resins. You get the woods. You get leather. This fragrance has that floral aspect. It has a powderiness to it, but that powderiness doesn't come across cheap, ugly, old. I just think this fragrance is like a great, great suit and tie scent, or a fragrance you wear when you just want to smell expensive but still approachable or still interesting. Rock, guys. RAUQUE. If you can get samples of this, if you can call Scent Bar, Lucky Scent, and order a sample of this, I would do it. If you like fresh, dark, spicy, complex fragrances that have a classic style to them, you must hit up Lucky Scent or Scent Bar and get a sample ASAP. ASAP. You don't need the bottle, but you need the experience. I'll put it that way. You don't need any of these bottles, you know. But if they're interesting to you, you might could use the experience. You know, you don't have to buy everything you like. Again, remember that, guys. Um, the next and last fragrance on this list, I talked about ad nauseum in 2023. One of the best fig fragrances of all time. One of the best fig fragrances ever made. One of the best fig fragrances I smelled in 2023, if not the best fig fragrance I've smelled in 2023. Makes Dior Riviera smell like a non-starter. Let's just go. Figuier Noir by Oubigon. And you guys know I love saying Oubigon. Oubigon! Guys, oh my Lord. Is this excellent? Yes. Oh, yeah. The rock fragrance, definitely limited edition. I think there's only a few hundred bottles of these ever made, Richard. So very, very exclusive. Not too many of them available. And it's kind of cool that it is kind of like a hidden gem fragrance because you want to be one of the 500 to know about it. I'm just saying, if you could get a sample, get a sample. It's not like 500 bottles are going to go away by tomorrow. So get your nose on it, get a sample, let them mail it to you. If you love it, you must get it because it is special. It is a very, very special men's fragrance, especially if you're a man that appreciates a classic scent. It is just, it's crazy. Okay, guys. Whew, Figuier Noir. One of the best fig fragrances ever made. Figuier Noir by Oubigon. This fragrance is the first fragrance from Oubigon's series of perfumes for men that were their reinvention options. These are the fragrances that Oubigon is leaning on to reinvent their brand, to get away from being that brand that is known as your grandfather's favorite company. Your grandfather's. This is like, you know, Oubigon has always, I feel like, been known as like a church brand, a fragrance brand you wear when you're going to church. A fragrance brand you wear when you're going to church, maybe a funeral, you know. Oubigon fragrances, especially for men, they're leaned on Fougère Royale and Bois Mystère, fragrances that are very, very old school, and not, I guess you could say, not modern or relevant for today's standards. And yeah, this is extremely relevant for today's standards. Dark, spicy fig. It's a fig with a lot of black pepper. That's all you need to know. It's dark, it's fresh, meaning what? You can wear it 4 out of 4 seasons in any climate. This will smell amazing. Dark, cold weather, you'll smell amazing. Daytime, hot weather, nighttime. It doesn't matter when you spray this, you're gonna smell better than most people in the room. It's insane. Figuier Noir, guys. Ah, man. What else? What else to say about it? It's a green, woody, peppery fig. A dark fig. Not a happy fig. A sexy business fig. Another fragrance that comes across like an expensive person, like a person that has excellent taste, like a person that doesn't take their cues from a random TikToker that doesn't have but 3 to 5 fragrances in their collection and want to give other people advice. No, this is that guy. This is that girl. This is that scent. Figuier Noir is awesome. Awesome. I can't talk. I mean, I talked so much about Figuier Noir last year, I should say. You know, we got to get out that habit. But I talked about it so much, you've probably already heard about it a bunch of different times. But I just think it is special. Again, one of the best fig fragrances ever made. A fig that just smells beautiful but not pretty. A fig fragrance that just comes across sexy. And very few times can you use the word sexy to describe notes like fig. But in this fragrance, if you're a guy and you're wearing this fragrance around your wife or around your girlfriend, she's gonna like this on you, especially if you're over 30. Guys under 20, guys under 30, I would wear this easily because you're gonna stand out. You're not gonna smell like the typical dude that doesn't have taste and fragrance. I would easily consider it if you're a guy under 30. But if you're over 30 and you wear a suit, get your nose on Figuier Noir by Ubigon. If you're a woman and you like to smell amazing, but you don't want to smell like you're wearing a pink-colored perfume, get your nose on this. It is that great. So guys, that is my top 11 best purchases of the year 2023 based on the scents that I accumulated this year. I bought so many different niche perfumes this year. I bought a few designers, but mostly my fragrances. Oh, I forgot one other fragrance, guys. And I would be an absolute I would be such a loser to not mention it. And it's one last fragrance, bonus fragrance. From Le Jardin Retrouvé. Oh my gosh, it's got a green cap. Oh no. From Le Jardin Retrouvé, a brand that is very, very, very awesome that no one talks about or knows about. This fragrance is called Mousse Arashiyama. Mousse Arashiyama. If you're a fan of green fragrances, this is one of the best green fragrances I've smelled all year in 2023. One of my favorite finds also of 2023 because I don't have any fragrance that smells like it. It's like crushed leaves on skin and a little bit of fig. It is so awesome. I want to thank the awesome, lovely Simone, one of my favorite clients, for putting me on to Le Jardin Retrouvé and Mousse Arashiyama, because Mousse Arashiyama is one of the best green fragrances I've smelled this year. Last year, yeah. Insane. Insane. If you're a fan of green fragrances, you must smell it. You must smell it. I was able to get this from the Le Jardin Retrouvé website for like less than $40 or $50. Like, this is so inexpensive. It's a 10 ml if I'm not mistaken. A 15 ml. Yeah, great. Great stuff, guys. Very inexpensive, but it smells like it's very expensive. Like, this does not smell, it doesn't smell cheap, and it doesn't smell easy. You really have to love niche green fragrances to appreciate Mousse Arashiyama. It is very, very, very challenging for most noses. Also because it does have like a very classic style to it. A very classic style to it. Not everyone is going to appreciate it. But if you love green perfumes, it's going to be hard to hate it. Anyway, guys, that was like my I guess that was my honorable mention. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming through. I want to check out what you all are saying before I run. I love to check out the comments. Micah is saying a bunch of things. Getting the sample right now. I'm glad you are, my man. You're going to really, really dig it, Micah. Something a world leader would wear. Exactly. Perfume heads know about rock. Okay. I'm glad, because, man, is it awesome. Does it smell like Portrayal? Yes. But I think it smells better than Portrayal. So Portrayal is all about violet. All about violet. But I really feel like rock is a lot more interesting than Portrayal. Portrayal is great. I own Portrayal also. So when I smelt them next to each other, I definitely noticed a similarity. But they're not stepping on each other's toes. Portrayal is a lot more floral, whereas this is a lot more spicy and a lot more interesting. I'm just going to put it like that. And it's less expensive. And it's more exclusive. So I would consider this over Portrayal, but yes, if you own Portrayal and you own this, you will notice the similarity. But do they step on each other's toes? In my opinion, they do not. I don't look at it as a like, damn, why did I get this? Because I already have that. Like, I didn't make that thought at all. I'm actually wearing this more than I'm wearing Portrayal, to be honest with you. Because to me, this just is way more dynamic. There's just so much happening on your skin when you wear it. You never get bored. It's always a new experience when you're wearing rock. So yeah, I'm so lucky to have it. Is it limited edition? Yes, you already know. Um, okay. Love those bottles. Yeah, me too. It's insane. What do I think about 1 million? 1 million is it's a gem. It's a legend. 1 million is 1 million is one of the most influential perfumes for men ever made. You know, it inspired so many fragrances to do what it did, to be so successful. So I respect it a lot. Would I wear it in 2023? No. I wouldn't wear 1 million in this moment. I think that moment for that scent is past. I think there's way better options at this point. But I think it's old enough that if you wear it, it's not like a bad thing. Like, I think if you love 1 million, I would say keep wearing it. Keep wearing what you enjoy. But do I think there are better options that fit its purpose, that fit the moments you would wear it? I do, without question. There's definitely a ton of options I would wear before 1 million. Just to give you an idea, these two right here, you know. This is sweet. I would buy this over 1 million too. Boss Bottle Elixir. Yeah, so I don't hate it. All right, guys. Oh, Rich, I'm so if you got that fragrance, which is like, again, guys, buy the samples first. Buy the samples first. You're not missing out. You're not gonna not get this bottle. You know, buy samples first, please. I don't want to be the reason why you got something you don't like. You know, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So I would love for you. I appreciate that you are going off of my word, and I'm absolutely honored that you respect my taste so much, to go for it like that. But I would prefer that you try these things before you go out and buy them. And again, not everything I mentioned you need. Not everything I talk about you need. You know, you have a ton of amazing fragrances already, I'm sure, Rich. And I'm sure that if I were to look at your collection, I would love to have a bunch of the scents you have. So you don't always need every fragrance that I'm talking about. But if you experience them and you get your nose on them and you love them and you appreciate them after you've worn them, go for it, you know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here. It was such a pleasure to see you all. Thank you so much, Micah, for your comments. Thank you so much for all of you coming through and for all of your comments. I really want to say a special Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and much love to you all. Thank you so much, Jason, Ricardo, Supply and Demand, Micah, Cheryl. Thank you so much, Rick. Brandon. True that. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you, Rob. John Kennedy. Thank you, Richard. Again, Chloe V Talks. Thank you so much. Montrese. Man, I'm so grateful for you all. Rich Mitch. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Solano, my man, Happy New Year. Thank you again, everyone. It was a pleasure. Hope to see you next week. I am curious to see which fragrances won Fragrantica's awards. I wonder if they still have that available so we can like laugh at what people chose. We'll see. But anyway, guys, you guys have an amazing evening. Stay blessed. I'm E. This is Simply Put Sense, and I am OUT. Peace.